And we are back. Peace, love, and blessings, everyone. It's your brother and servant, your brilliant engineer, with your Blackest STEM podcast, the STEM Files, the voice of STEM talent in Black culture. We do our very best to highlight the best and brightest in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. On tonight's episode, I am building with our dear brother Anaz X, future building maintenance extraordinaire, also proud owner and founder of Splitfire Co. Tune in for more of this dynamic episode. No Shade on the Trade Part 2 after this.
You believe in these false prophets, I say I bet he lying. No football, New York City Giants. Girl dad, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. When we teaching our babies, we teach them heavy science. Heavy science. Heavy science. When we teaching our women, we teach them heavy science. Heavy science. Heavy science. When we teach men, we teach them heavy.
I love that, man. Tariq definitely did his thing with the intro, and I always say the
Yeah, I
same thing. I
definitely
really
did.
love it. Family, again, we are live right now on Facebook and YouTube at the STEM Files. Live right now on Facebook and YouTube at the STEM Files. Stop what you're doing. Make sure to share with your colleagues, share with your family. We're going to get into some good conversation tonight. Follow us at the STEM Files on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. That's Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at the STEM Files, and at the STEM Files on FB for Facebook. Follow us on IG at Tariq Cardiac and at Jabrillion underscore engineer to stay up to date on what we have going on. Family, as we continue, we want to again take the time to acknowledge a beautiful life, a star of God, if you will, and our dear sister, student minister, Dr. Ava Muhammad, who has recently transitioned and going back to her Lord. She has meant so much, not only to her family, not only to the Nation of Islam, but to the entirety of the world. Really being the first and only woman to have a major position and be over a mosque anywhere in the world. So we take our hats off to this sister. But the biggest thing and the best thing we can do is live a life of self improvement, live a life that we're gearing ourselves up for and moving towards separation on a number of levels personally, financially, socially, psychologically, economically, etc. So may Allah be pleased and may Allah bless us to earn the reward that our sister definitely deserves and has earned. Again, family, as you all know, I am Jabril Muhammad, aka Jabrillion Engineer. I am a civilian mechanical engineer focusing on naval ship fluid systems with a background in material science and engineering, the study of the various material classes and how their structures are impacted, whether it be crystalline or non-crystalline, and how they can be utilized for different applications, make things lighter, faster, stronger, etc. I am typically joined by my bro, right hand, Tariq Muhammad, aka Tariq Cardiac, a biomedical research scientist with a background in I had a mental my brain fart. He gonna get on me on that. Basically, going into how diseases form in the heart and blood vessels, cardiovascular pathobiology. Family, he gonna get on me for that. We gonna keep it moving. Baby, so a lot. Family, as I always say, it's not about not about us. We can talk forever, but about who we bring on. This brother is a number of things. You know, I would say a visionary, very creative, high energy, and he strongly desires to do for self. A really loving brother. So
Sure.
without further ado, our brother Anaz X. Assalamu alaikum, bro.
Wa alaikum salam, brother. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah who appeared to us in the divine person, Master Father Muhammad, to whom all holy praises due forever. And I thank him for coming 9,000 miles to raise one from among us, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, who is their chosen, risen, living, exalted Christ. And I thank him for the two of them for raising up the most honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who is a reminder God, warner, Messiah, and I'm Mr. Den. I greet everyone in the great words of peace of paradise of Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, sir. Wa
Thank you,
alaikum
brother.
salam, sir. For those who don't know what that means, you are living under a rock. It simply means peace be unto you. Everyone needs
That's all.
peace in that time. Praise be to
Exactly.
Allah. So we're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna start this high energy. We're gonna get into it. Tell us a bit about yourself, who you are, maybe where you're from, and then kind of segue us into what attracted you to the trades and maybe more specifically building maintenance.
Yes, sir. Firstly, I want to thank you and Brother Tariq for allowing me to be on your podcast program. Um, I love what y'all do to highlight other people and to give awareness of what they do and just highlight what the great things that they're doing. Firstly, my name Brother Anaz again, X. I'm from Philadelphia, North Philadelphia, born and
Hey,
raised. Yes, sir, in Philly. Um, went to Franklin Learner Center High School. Uh, 12th grade year, dropped out, but
mm,
went back right after 2021 and graduated 2021 and graduated from Ben Franklin High School. Um, so how I came about the trade was very interesting. So I remember getting a call from our captain, beloved captain, and we're now transferring to a new mosque out on Germantown, um, 5727 Germantown Ave. You
come
know,
on now. Yes, sir.
you know, that's where our new mosque is located. So uh, invite all you guys out to the mosque. Um, but like I said, we moved into a new location, and the place that we have purchased needed some maintenance done. And at the time I wasn't working, and our captain asked if me and a few other brothers were interested in helping out some of the brothers fix the mosque up. And of course I was interested. Um, always interested in learning new things and having a lot of things under my belt. So it was a great opportunity. I had a lot of fun, help building the mosque, and uh, one of the few things that uh, we helped did was we put up some new walls, we framed some walls, we painted, we built the stage, we built a bathroom from scratch out of nothing,
Mm,
installed the pipe linings and everything. And me growing up, I always loved crossword puzzles or any type of puzzles, putting things together, taking them apart. My favorite toys growing up was Legos, so
mm,
um, that's what I look at it as with building maintenance. Just building with Legos, there's nothing different. You taking a bunch of bricks, a bunch of nothing, a bunch of materials, and you making it to something. As far as it's a house, a car, whatever. But I've had a very good liking for what I was doing. So I was like, and I wanted more of it. We was finished the project, and I wanted more of it. And after we built the mosque, it was like a couple of weeks later. Me and a few other brothers, we was walking in the street. We was on our way back. We was on our way to the mosque. I think we had for walk class. And I was talking to him. I'm like, man, uh, I really enjoy helping the mosque. Like, I really uh, you get to use my full creativity and use my hands to do something. It was me being having a lot of energy and being very creative. That was like the best thing for me, put it in short.
mm,
So yeah, we waiting for the bus. And brother come up to me and was like, and I was talking to the brothers about, furthering my knowledge and building maintenance or carpentry. And the brother came up was like, out of nowhere, brother came up out of nowhere was like, um, hey, any of your brothers interested in taking a free apprenticeship in carpentry, building maintenance, HVAC? And I just looked at the brothers and then looked at him like we literally was just talking about that, and here comes this
mm,
brother with the with this apprenticeship, and that's how I knew Allah um works through the people,
mm,
and He answered my prayers. He knew what was on my heart and what I desired, and He came and looked out for me.
mm,
So we exchanged information. Um, I filled out the application the next day, handed to him. Asked one of my friends, my closest friends that I went to school with, if he wanted to join it too. He was down. Filled out the information for him as well. Gave it to him, and we started the next month. Um, and from then, from what's this September, from July, the end of July to now, I'll be graduating in September 20th. It's
Yes,
an
sir.
8-week apprenticeship. Yes, sir. Praise to
Praise
Allah.
be to Allah.
Yes, sir. So it's an 8-week program. So I'll be finishing up in September. But within and there's only 2 days out of the week. Only thing I can say is I wish I had more time, more days throughout the week to, be more hands on and just learn everything I can. Um, but within those 8 weeks, I have learned a lot. Um, each week we learned something new. We did plumbing. We did a little bit of plumbing. We did a little bit of electrician. We did a little bit of carpentry, spackling, painting. Um, we're supposed to learn HVAC, but we're not going to get into HVAC. And that's the one class I really wanted to take. But I feel like with this program and the school I'm at New Orleans Technical Institute. That's the school I'm in right now, and they have a very great program, very great structure. One of the brothers from the mosque, Anthony Muhammad, he has his own electrician company. It's an AIM.
Yeah. If that sounds right, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna get it because I'm gonna
Don't
actually
know
have
that
him
actual
on
fact,
as
but
well.
yeah,
But I don't want to misspeak. I don't want to speak. But that sounds correct. But I don't want to misspeak. Yes, sir.
yes, sir. But he has a program, and what the thing I love, the beauty of the program, beauty of the school is you can people can different companies can come to the school and hire students straight from class. They could
Hmm.
be 2 months in, 3 months in, and they could come and get a job.
Wow.
Um, yeah. Back so going back high school, I know for a fact that I did not want to go to college. I was not about that college life. You know, I wasn't trying to. Well, I was in a way. I focused on track. I was very focused on track, and I wanted to get pursue a scholarship from track. But circumstances happened, and I fell off the track, and my motives for going to school wasn't there anymore. But I wish I knew there was another option, which was having a trade. I mean, there was another option. Don't get me wrong, entrepreneur. I had my clothing line since high school, but I wasn't all the way um consistent or focused on it. More so because I didn't really know what to do or how to go about having my own business or a clothing line. So um as I came into the teachings, um that's when I started focusing more on my clothing line and started developing a purpose for it. Um but yeah,
Okay.
as far as the trade, I love to capture no shade on the trade because there's a lot of shade that's been being thrown on the on going to trade school. Um,
Hmm.
I mean, high schools always pushing us to go to college, to pay all this money to go to college, but they don't really focus on what we're good at, as a people. Um, if the schools taught who Mansa Musa was, the master carpenter, I feel like there would be a lot of us in those schools. Well, there's already a lot of us in those schools. I'm not going to lie, but I feel like the schools would be packed from the door
Right.
with more of us in there. And it's in our nature. I didn't even like when I helped build the mosque. I didn't have no experience. All the brothers did was show me how to do this and show me how to do that, and you see it firsthand, bro. It looked beautiful. It looked
Yes,
like
sir.
professionals did it. So um, that's that.
Yes,
But
sir.
after the 20th, I am going to look forward to re-enrolling in the school to take more classes and to further my knowledge and um, understanding of carpentry and building maintenance.
Yes, sir. Well, first off, you gave us so much to go into. I first off want to commend you for so many things. I want to start off for everyone who's listening. If you have a young son, daughter, someone who is maybe interested in a non-traditional route to their profession, they really should be listening to this conversation because what we're really talking about is real life. You talk about a brother who was open and honest. He said he went to school, dropped out 12th grade, came back, but he always knew. He said college wasn't for him. I have conversations a lot of times with people, and I might ask young people if I sit on a panel, why do you want to go to college? Sometimes they say because my parents want me to. Well, that's just what's available. That's what we do. That's what you do. School may not be for everyone, but education is.
Right.
And say it again. School may not be for everyone, but education is. Sometimes life is your biggest teacher, but there's also alternative routes to be successful, to take care of oneself, and to be a productive citizen where you are. So there's several things you talked about. Not it was like not getting down on yourself when you make a pivot in life, right? You talk procrastination, not doing that. The brother who you said gave you the opportunity about the apprenticeship, you filled out the application next day. I know myself and several of us, we may struggle with putting things off. And it may not be because we're lazy. It may be we don't necessarily feel like we know how to do something. We feel like we have time. It's a coping mechanism, but you were able to move out on a desire to be productive because you knew you're meant for more. Right. Another thing I would say, leadership providing opportunities. A lot of times, whether it's in your faith tradition, at your job, at home, or in some organized body, when it comes to being a young person coming up and wanting to use your gifts and talents or be provided opportunities, it's important for people to be able to recognize talent or hunger and then put that person in a position to be fed. Right. And what better place, than your mosque to be able to utilize those nation building skill sets. Right. So, and you talked about, you said, being in our nature, how it just was a light bulb that came on and you knew like you wanted to learn more about this. So definitely beautiful. We got Brother Elijah tapped in, Alpha Beer Squad in Philly. Assalamu alaikum. We also got but Tariq Cardiac tapped in. Yes, sir. We got to talk about the intro. I always message you about it, but it got the better of me this time. But all praises due to Allah. We still going strong. So let's talk a little bit about the coursework, for lack of a better word. So like I'm one who's interested, right? I'm one who maybe wants an alternative STEM route, and I'm like, Nas, I'm watching this show. I'm looking at you. I'm seeing what you're doing. Talk to me about a day in the life, if you go and take me from one trade to the next, talk to me a little bit about what you're learning and kind of what aspects are kind of sticking out to you from what you're learning.
Yes, sir. One thing I wanted to speak on too, you saying about the procrastination and stuff. That's one of my that's a problem that I have and that I'm, working on diligently. But when it was just so, I'm not gonna say coincidental, but it's just so ironic that I was literally talking about further my education and building maintenance, pursuing a career in building maintenance or carpentry. And that right after a brother came up to me with a free apprenticeship program that I can learn from. I don't have to pay anything for it. I'll just have to show up and be willing to learn. I took that as a sign from Allah and a leap of faith to move out on it, 'cause I knew if I would have waited on it, if I would have waited a week or so, people wouldn't have the spots would have been filled up. It would have been something else that would have happened. I would have probably, I don't know, something could have happened. So I just felt I should have moved out on it as soon as possible. But as far as, I know you're saying this is STEM files, and a lot of people, I know one thing I struggle in is math. Math was one of my biggest struggles.
Listen.
Yeah, so I'm working on it. The first thing that we learned, we didn't even build anything. We didn't touch no tool. The only tools we touched was a measuring tape, and we mastered. We learned the measuring tape. We had to master it. An inch. An inch is it's measured by. It's divided up in the way to memorize the measuring tape. They had this system, the pie chart. That's what I'm talking about. The pie chart. You take a circle, you cut it in half. You got a half.
Mm-hmm.
You cut it. You put another line through. You got fourths.
Right.
You put two more lines through it. You got eighths,
Yes,
and
sir.
then you put another line through it. You got 16th.
Yes, sir.
Um, and each of those add up to an inch in a
Right.
way. I'm still learning the language of like using the measuring tapes and the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my weakness is numbers, a lot of numbers, and I have a little difficult time trying to pinpoint the number. I don't have my glasses, but I wear glasses, and that I
Mm-hmm.
need to wear more often. But it's a little difficult for me to pinpoint the marks. But uh, me overcome all obstacles.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. But you know, but there's a brother like you who's great at math. So this will be like secondhand nature to you, because all carpentry, HVAC, plumbing, um, electrician is all mathematics. To be honest,
Mm.
um, and like I said before, I'm very great at puzzles. So putting things together is one of my strengths. So I know electrician, you got a hot wire and you got a neutral wire.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and if you want to install a light bulb or light switch or a circuit breaker, it's like color coded.
Right.
Uh, the black goes on the silver and the white goes on the silver and the black goes on the gold. Brother Josh,
Okay.
I see Brother Josh on. Correct me if I'm wrong, brother.
Yes,
But I
sir.
know that they're color coded.
Yes, sir.
So that's like it's easy. It's easy. It's very. I must say this. It's easy. I feel like these classes are easy. Um, as long as you pay attention and willing to learn. But um, also HVAC. I've learned that it requires a lot of math skills, a lot of equations and stuff. As far as the voltages, I'm not too much sure. I don't know too much about the HVAC. I don't know anything about it. But
Right.
um, also, brother Elijah, help me out. I forgot the word, but it's something where you get to understand blueprints and you get to read the numbers on blueprints, like the measurements and blueprints. I forgot the name, but that's like a key thing that I will love to learn, because when I start to build actual houses and things, that's I will have to know how to read blueprints.
Yes, sir.
Um, and thinking long term, futurely,
Mm-hmm.
we're constantly supposed to strive to do for self. And knowing me, I want to do everything my own, or have one of my brothers or my sister help me do something. But I know it's always been a dream of mine to build my own house.
Mm.
I still want to pursue. Yeah, I still want to pursue that. Um, I want to get my own land, build my own house the way I want it, to have it
Right.
from outside to the inside. And I feel like everybody should have that mindset. We should want to do for self, knowing that, um, or whether if uh, you buy a house from scratch and you remodel it, go for it
Right.
as well. But
Yes, sir.
I know me, I wanna build my house the way I envisioned it, from outside to the inside, from ground up. But somebody coming in, if you in high school and you on your 12th grade year or 11th grade year and you don't know what you want to do, you don't know what your gifts are, I would say go for a trade. One is cheaper, um, and depending on how well you do in high school, you may not have to pay anything for trade school.
Wow.
And I can also say this: you are definitely guaranteed a job. I
Come
can't say
on.
that about college. You're definitely guaranteed a job, because the demands are very high for electrician, plumbing, carpenters, for building maintenance. Every job I go to, or every place that I do security. So every building I work at, they're in need of a building maintenance, needing somebody doing maintenance. There's always something wrong. The demand is very high for these types of careers and types of trades.
Right.
The world's always gonna need carpenters. They're always gonna need electricians. We need more doctors, black doctors as that. We need more black lawyers and stuff. So, but I know for a fact that we use the bathroom every day.
Come on, teach. Yes, sir.
We use the
Yes, sir.
bathroom every day. We turn on lights every day. Your lights go out, you gotta call somebody to come fix it. You're not gonna sleep in the dark, right? So, the demands are definitely high every day for these types of trades, and
Yes, sir.
not support 100% for everybody to go pursue a trade.
Yes,
If
sir.
college not for you, if you don't think that if you don't think that that you'll leave high school and to go right into college and go for a trade.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry.
No, you good. You good. You said so much. I think one of the things that we have to get over as a people and as people in general is when someone says or maybe purports that college isn't for you. Again, it doesn't. No one's saying you're not intelligent. No one's
Right.
saying that you can't learn or you're inept in some way, shape, or form. People have learning styles. Some people don't find the classroom setting attractive. Some people don't want to sit behind a desk. Some people want to have their hands moving. Some people are visual, audio, learners. They read books or whatever. Some people are autodidact, just voracious readers, and they learn like that.
Yes, sir.
So education again is for everyone. College
Right.
or the traditional pathways of schooling may not be. And I want to hone in on something because I want to actually get your insights on the video. You talked about doing for self, and I love how you highlighted doing for self as not doing by yourself. You talked about I love to build my own house or get with some brothers of mine. See, that's doing for self because we talk about who is your own self. Your own self is a righteous
Right.
Muslim. So, but if every time I look at a black man, I'm looking at God, like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us, that means I'm looking at myself as well. So doing
Exactly.
for self it's also doing with like minds who look and believe like you to achieve a goal, right? All praise
Yes, sir.
be to Allah. We got tapped in. We got our brother and mentor, brother David Hassan. Praise be to Allah. Got brother Josh.
But David, but Josh.
Praise be to Allah. We got Asiatic Soldier going crazy in the chat. Praise be to Allah. Thank y'all family for tapping in. At this time, brothers, we are almost at the halfway point. I do want to open us up and I want to play a video of our sister Dr. Abe, a very short video. I want to get your thoughts on it, and then we'll go into our final call and business highlight. All right?
Yes, sir.
Here we go.
So we cannot continue to sit under Minister Farrakhan's voice week in, week out. And I don't mean just registered Muslims. I'm talking about the whole black nation because he has hit everybody. He has been around and around and around in the millions of miles, millions of words. And we cannot continue. That's right. That's right. Teach, minister. And then go out Monday and just go on back to this plantation and give all of our creative energy and mind to upholding the world of our enemy. Now, am I saying go out tomorrow and quit your job? Not tomorrow, maybe the next day. But what I'm saying, beloved, is we've got to start thinking nation. We have to think like nation builders. And you can't build a nation after work. He walked away from a lucrative career in the performing arts. Minister Farrakhan, Mother Khadijah, their children, grandchildren could live a lavish life. And he wasn't some little small-time Rudy Boot entertainer. He was drawing fans. You know he was. Because look what he does talking. He walked away from that for our freedom. We can't think our way out of some little job. We've got to start pooling our resources, not only our money, but our mind and our heart towards self-interest.
Beautiful, beautiful. Definitely so much in that, right, bro? So I'm gonna kind of keep it targeted. As one, I know you as one who's never not working. If you are, you're very uncomfortable. You have to be doing something. You've been working. You've been working for a long time. What would be, based on what Sister is saying? She's talking about our steal away program, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave to us, where we don't just cold turkey leave something that is making us money, particularly in a time like today where you have severe inflation. It's harder as men for us to take care of households like we may have traditionally done, and where you're trying to ensure that your livelihood and the livelihood of your family remains consistent. So if for one who may be in our age group or younger, who's desirous of stealing away or doing for self, what would be, from your perspective, some advice to give them to starting off and remaining consistent in that process?
Wow, that's powerful. To be honest, bro, I'm still figuring that out myself. I know one thing for certain is we must come into knowledge of self, bro, first. And two, we must find out what we're good at doing and utilizing that to help our people and, like Sister Ava said, to build a nation. I know I'm in this program not just to sustain a job or just to find a job or just to find a career. Like, we're supposed to be thinking nation building, you know. Because I know when we separate, we start acquiring land and stuff, we're going to need houses, we're going to need places to stay, we're going to need a farm, we're going to need a school, we're going to need a hospital, we're going to need all these things. And somebody has to build that. I'm still trying to find my gifts. I know what I'm great at doing, good at doing. And I remember talking to a brother, he was saying that, I might be good at drawing, I might be good at art, but that's not my gifts. So I'm still trying to, find out what my gifts actually is. But for children, for people my age or younger, man, it's tough. I can just say is whatever you enjoy doing, keep doing it, in a good sense, it could be a lot of stuff that we can do that's bad and, it'd be destroying us. But what I mean by whatever you enjoy doing, like if it makes you happy, if it makes other people happy, if it caters to other people's needs and stuff, then that's what you need to focus on. That's what you need to keep doing. That's a tough question, man.
No, but I think you said, but you answered it. You talked about finding what you're good at. The Honorable Minister Farrakhan teaches us about the human being being their happiest when they're productive and find their purpose.
Right.
And you talked about something that's very nuanced in the difference between a gift and a talent.
Right.
Right. So the Honorable Minister Farrakhan is very talented at the violin.
Right.
But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad helped him to see that his purpose and gift went far beyond simply being, if you want to say, a virtuoso when it came to a string instrument. Talking about the Messiah in our midst, not just a spokesperson, but one who literally breathes life into people, having them go from a crawling level to a righteous perpendicular, right? And a lot of times, I'll give you an example for myself, right? I have a lot of fun playing basketball.
Yes, sir.
Right? So like I'm good at basketball. But the fun or the expression on my face when I'm playing basketball is nothing like the expression on my face when I'm tutoring in math. So I've really started to think about, to your point, what is my gift, what is my purpose? And I think a lot of it comes from, like, I find true happiness in seeing the look on someone's face, whether it be a younger person or our people's face, when they get mathematics. So when they get something clicks and they're able to take that and then be productive for themselves. So you said a whole lot, bro. Find what you're good at. Stick with that, right? And then see, in terms of doing for self, is that something that can be monetized, not in a vain way, but in a way that can help jettison you and your nation forward. You know, we're taught that the hereafter is a place of limitless progress. Well, we also know that life is full of problems. So if we're going to have limitless progress, that means we're going to have a bunch of problems, but we're going to consistently overcome them to move forward. Right. So like you said, building maintenance, the trades, you know, all that's going to be perpetually needed because we're going to be perpetually moving forward. So we got to keep building, right? And the last thing I'll say, and I go into our next segment, you mentioned, you know, we need good doctors and good lawyers. They still got to have a place to sit down, to go to the bathroom, to take refuge, to conduct their practice, right? So if you don't have someone who's building the structure and then maintaining it, they don't have a place to practice.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes, sir.
The roof fall down on top of them. There goes the practice. There goes their livelihood. Right? So praise be to Allah. So at this time, bro, I'm going to get into the next segment. We're going to go into our final call newspaper segment, and then we're going to get into our business highlight for today.
Yes, sir.
Now you can get the same uncompromising truth you've come to expect from the Final Call newspaper on all your connected devices. Subscribe to the Final Call Digital Edition today. Go to subscribe.finalcalldigital.com.
Praise be to Allah. And our final call newspaper issue for this week is A Star of God, Sister Minister Dr. Ava Muhammad. Beautiful, beautiful front cover of the final call newspaper, showcasing the freedom fighter, the true believer that was and always will be Sister Dr. Ava. To get your latest digital edition, go to finalcalldigital.com. Follow at Final Call Newspaper on all platforms. Family, the Final Call newspaper is the flagship product of the Nation of Islam. It is a message dedicated to the resurrection of the Black man and woman in America and the world. This is news you can use. Yes, it's current events, but it's current events in the context that allows you to understand the time and what must be done. You have a lot of articles, editorials, columns out here, but are they giving you requisite knowledge to be successful in today and to know how to navigate what's going on? And, on that point, I want to say something. When we think about physical stars and we look up into the sky, right, we're really looking at dead entities. There you go with the Final Call newspaper. We're looking at there's a lot of stars we're seeing have died, but we still see their light, right? So when we think about the stars amongst our people, right, a lot of times we don't truly understand their power and really appreciate them until they're gone. So almost in physical death, the potency of who they were is that much more powerful in our minds and hearts if we are truly sincere about taking in what they gave us, right? So, family, if you're in the Philadelphia area and you want to get your Final Call newspaper weekly, you can tap in with myself or our brother Anaz. Put up that Final Call again, bro. There it is, right there. Beautiful Final Call newspaper, right? Become one of our growing customer base. If you're in the Richmond, Virginia area around Muhammad Massimo 24, tap in with Tariq Cardiac as well. And now, family, as we continue, we want to go into our Black business highlight, and it is none other than Spitfly Co. Our dear brother Anaz's business, bro. Can you talk to us about what we're seeing? What is Spitfly? And go into that a little bit for us.
Oh man, well, shout out to the two beautiful brothers that's modeling for Spitfly Co. Brother David X, Anaz X, and brother Dante Muhammad. Shout out to them brothers.
Yes, sir.
But like I said, man, ever since I came into the teachings, I started a clothing line back in high school, but I didn't know where Spitfly was going to go. I didn't even have a name. I had a name. I knew Spitfly just came to my head, and I just stuck with it. I just liked how it sounded, but I didn't have no purpose or meaning behind it. And as I came into the teaching, that's when Spitfly started developing a purpose and a meaning behind it. Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad had taught us and reiterated multiple times the message to Black men to accept our own and be ourselves. As far as being righteous Muslims, as far as being who God intended us to be, and not acting other than myself. I've always been creative. I've always been always been different. I've always been an outcast, and my art is very unique, and I've always loved showcasing my artwork, and I felt the best way to do that was through clothing. I grew up not being able to, afford certain type of clothes or get clothes that I want, so I would have to settle for hand-me-downs or stuff from cheap clothing. My favorite type of clothes was always graphic T-shirts. I love graphic T-shirts as far as like comic T-shirts or something different. I just like to look different from other people. That's one of my big things with fashion. I like to look different. I like to have uniqueness in my art. I like to have effort into my outfits and stuff. But Spitfly is basically meaning all it means is to be yourself, be creative, be imaginative, you know, creative just in bold.
Yes, sir.
Foremost, we live in a world where everyone wants to be alike. Everybody wants to be like someone else. And we're not being ourselves. We're acting other than ourselves. So that's what my clothing line brings. It just brings creativity and promote being different.
I like that. Yes, sir.
I'm working on my website right now. It's currently down, so I don't have any merch out. But stay tuned. You can follow me on Instagram at SpitflyCo. That's my business page. Also, I have an art page as well. I have an Instagram page that I showcase my artwork and photography as well. I'm getting into photography as well. I love capturing the natural looks of our people. I appreciate you
Absolutely.
for wearing the shirt. That
Come on,
looks
man.
good,
Yes,
bro.
sir. The
Real man to
sauce.
wear pink.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Real man
So,
definitely wear
family,
pink.
like bro was talking about on Instagram, if you're watching on YouTube and I believe on Facebook as well, the link is in the description. Definitely on YouTube, the link is in the description for his Instagram page. Follow, bro. Check out what he has. He said he got a lot coming through.
A whole lot.
And I'm actually definitely looking. I gotta tap in with bro to maybe see if I could be on the modeling agency for the
Oh,
split
most that.
fly. You know, I
All
gotta
right,
tap in. And I said, look, man, a little extra money. I might need a personal photographer because my wife always getting on me that I don't take enough pictures. So I'm like,
man.
I need to start taking more pictures, and bro does a great job at taking pictures. So definitely expect him to grow and to glow as he continues to work on his craft. You know, it's fun. It's funny you talk about split fly not necessarily meaning anything initially and growing into meaning something. Half the battle when it comes to marketing and a name is does it sound catchy, right? It could like you could do anything
Yeah,
and it doesn't necessarily connect to what you do, but it's catchy. It catches people's eye, gets them to come in the door. So you definitely split fly is easy to say. You know what I'm saying? It comes off the tongue and it's short and it's stuck. So that's what you go with. Very
yeah,
easy
bro.
to
Not even just that. I make sure I stick to specific colors as
mm,
well. People be like, oh, why won't you do a red? Why won't you do a orange or this and that? And I like to stick to specific colors because there's science in colors.
mm,
Um, if you study like fast food industry, they mainly focus on certain colors like red, yellow,
mm,
and certain colors affects moods and stuff.
mm,
Um, so I haven't really dissected the colors yet, but the main colors I've stuck with was hot pink, green, black, and purple. I know purple
mm,
means royalty, money means wealth, and well, green nature. To me, it means nature and money. Purple means
mm.
royalty. Black, original. You gotta, you
Yes,
gotta,
sir.
you gotta have the black. Um, then you got the hot pink. Uh, it's just in it. It's in its name. Itself is just hot. It's nice. It's different. And then
Yes,
of
sir.
course you can't go wrong with a plain white tee. Um,
Absolutely. Come on now.
exactly, yeah.
Ready to get
But
to a lot.
yes, sir. So
So
those are the
nah,
main
bro.
colors I really focus on.
I just want to say, bro, I definitely we almost up at that hour, and this has been very eye opening for me. And it's funny, but I was actually talking to my wife, and I was like, though I work in engineering, I definitely want to get some additional hands-on skills. And I was like, can I do both? Can I like get up into a program where I can learn a trade while I'm still holding down the work that I do? Because I think that it's not just about it's largely about being able to nation build, but being able to tinker and do something. As I have my son now, and being able to watch him grow and instill a number of different lessons, in him, but also be able to tinker with him and have him work beside me, and be able to deposit a very real, not soft skill, but hard skill into him that he can
Mhm.
pass down and then to his children and their children and their children. Man, that's what it's all about. Um, so, family, if you are liking the content, if you are always and have always been a supporter, if you're a new supporter or you want to support more, you can go to hashtag the STEM Files on Cash App. That's hashtag the STEM Files on Cash App, or text us at 770-695-7912 for other methods to support. Also, family, the STEM Files is growing and glowing. We also have the option in the comment section on YouTube for super chat and super stickers. That's super chat, super stickers. If you want to tap in there and give a donation there, you can. And it's on all of our content on YouTube going forward, super chat and super stickers. So we appreciate that as well. Um, this has been great, but it gave me a lot to think about. And one of the major things I hope that we got across is take your time in life,
Almost definitely. Yeah.
and there's no one right way to do something, right? And like you said, finding what you're good at, finding that thing you love to do, and working that out. And that leads us actually into something that we talked about. So the Black Math Academy, whose who may be our top fan outside of my mom. I don't know, but maybe our top fan. So he actually asked a question. We went to it a bit earlier, but he actually wanted to know. So, what are your thoughts on the debate about trades versus degrees? I know we talked about this a little bit earlier, but if you give another answer and I guess more targeted answer on this topic, that would be dope.
You said, what are your thoughts on the debate about trades versus degrees? Well, I know I said that a trade, you're definitely guaranteed a job. Like I said, the demands is very high for trades, carpenters, plumbing, electrician. Like everybody needs a plumber, everybody needs this, need that, and it don't take it don't take a long time to learn these things. Especially the school I'm in, they get you straight in. They teach you what you need to know. They show you what you're going to do. They give you the tools. They provide the tools and everything. So, as far as that, rather than people in college, it just may not be. People may not want to be in that classroom environment. Brother Jabril was speaking about. If you're more of a hands-on person with me, you have to move around. You gotta utilize your hands and stuff. Then I feel like a trade, is best for that person that doesn't like the classroom environment, rather than someone who likes to sit and listen to someone speak. It's all based on preference. And I'm glad you have the title "No Shade on the Trade" because we hear a lot about college, 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 college. Go to college, go to college. Tuition. That's being a lawyer, being a doctor, and all that good stuff. But you don't really hear people talking about trades. So
That's a great.
that's my debate on trade versus degrees.
If I may add, bro, you kind of sparked something in my mind. I think of all of these things, anything that you add to you in life, I think about it like as tools. So I could ask this question like this: what are my thoughts on the debate about a jackhammer versus a circular saw? Well, I don't use those for the same thing,
All right.
but they both have their uses. But in the hands of a fool, they're going to be destructive or have no use at all. But in the hands of a master or one who knows what to use them for, they're going to be effective. So my thing is, there are certain disciplines that require degrees. There are things in life that require you to be of a trade, but neither of them will do you any good without the right mind.
That's possible.
If you're going to school for engineering, yes, you have to go get a degree. But if you just want to get a job, okay, you've advanced the paradigm you're currently in. But if you desire a nation build, you can't, like this is Dr. Ava said, nation build after work. So you have to pivot your thinking to then utilize that for the creation of a new paradigm. Same thing with a trade. Like you said, guaranteed a job, but is that all you want? See, I can work a trade and just be in building maintenance at some school or something. That's fine. That's cool. That you need to maintain things, but it's like, okay, do I want to be in building maintenance in a new paradigm? So I have to shift my thinking, right?
Right.
So he said, I got it, guaranteed a job what fits your style. It doesn't take much time, right, to learn. And this is a beautiful question. This will actually be the last question as we kind of maybe segue to the end. He also asked, bro, with technology advancing as fast as it is, what effects are they having in trade gigs? And you can take your time with that.
Like effects meaning
impact,
bad things,
like
or
just impact.
impact.
Like technology
okay,
is advancing. What impact is the advancement of certain technologies having on the trades from your perspective?
Okay, well, I know in trade school we have to go to this thing called OSHA. We have to get it means you're certified as for like training and stuff. And certain rules were created years ago, and you got to go about safety is safety first when you go into these trades. You got to wear certain eyewear, you got to wear certain headgear, you got to cover your hands, you got to wear certain boots and stuff. Certain pants. You just gotta have certain protective wear, and and for people like you, engineers, y'all find ways to help make people lives easier and safer. You
Mhm.
know, so with that, there's a lot of improvements and stuff and effects as where technology is very much advancing. For example, there's now these types of ladders where they have like gates on the side of it, like railings on the
Mm.
side of it, where when you can walk up the steps, you can walk up the stairs, and you don't got to worry about it tipping over or anything. Then you got like certain sometimes you'll have a ladder and the ground is not level. There's a ladder that automatically adjusts the ladder to the level of the flooring. So the foot of it will accommodate the floor. Um, you have power tools now. Like I remember back in the day, they just had hammers and nails and screwdrivers. You got power drills, battery use drills. No more. Everything is cordless now. So technology is definitely always advancing, and that's
No,
basically
and I
yeah,
and I and I think you got me thinking about something else as well. We don't always think about this. Even the promotion of the trades, marketing, right? Social media.
yeah, yep,
Now, where we used to pass out, cards and look at billboards, you still do that. Commercials, you can create content. If
yep,
you are a plumber, if you are an electrician, if you are a carpenter, if you are a mason, a bricklayer, what have you, you could create content where you're teaching people on lives or reels or YouTube shorts or whatever about what it is that you do, capturing what you're doing on a day to day, articulating about it, giving advertisement, making skits and things of that nature. So even a way you attract someone to a trade is different because of the access that you have to the world through social media. So, I mean, beautiful question, Black Math Academy, and thank you as always.
definitely.
Um, we are pretty much at the end of the show, bro. It's crazy. There's
Dang,
two
hour
things
went by
I want to
fast.
do. I want to take you through what we call the STEM file speed round, and I want to ask you one final question. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and you just answer the best, the first thing that comes to mind. Okay?
I've been waiting for this.
Yeah, you ready?
Yes,
All right,
sir.
here we go. All right. First thing you do or think of when you wake up,
Pray.
hot or cold?
Ooh, cool. No, hot.
Walk, walking or jogging?
Walking.
Professional or volunteer work?
Volunteer.
Favorite pair of shoes of all time?
90s.
iPhone or Android?
iPhones. Come on now.
Favorite thing to cook?
Breakfast.
Anything in particular or just breakfast?
Mmm. I gotta say
All right.
breakfast so much.
All right. Got you. Favorite song of all time?
Dang, bro.
Quick. Come on.
I'm gonna just say artist Michael Jackson.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, good answer. All right. Youth engagement or raising money for a nonprofit?
Say that one more time.
Youth engagement or raising money for a nonprofit?
Youth engagement.
Okay. Worst job you ever had?
Ooh, cashier.
Everybody says that. if you were stuck on an island for a year, you only listen to 3 albums, what would they be?
3 albums.
Yeah, now I know we in the time we knowing albums. You can say songs. You can say songs.
Hey,
You can
man, give me,
say
give
you can
me
say
J like,
artists. You can say artists. You can
yeah,
say
give me J Electronica. Uh,
okay.
uh, definitely Michael Jackson, and I'll say Lil Uzi Vert.
Okay. You and I mean love Uzi. All right.
That's a
Um.
discussion for another time.
Yeah, that's another time. All right. If you could meet any scientist from the past, who would it be? Why?
Ooh, be Madam C.J. Walker.
Mm, okay. I think that might be a first on the show. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because one, basically the first woman billionaire. You want to look at it, and
Mm-hmm.
two, like what made her say like let's make hair care products.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because with her paved way for clippers for our hairs, uh, moisturizer, combs, and everything. And that's black people. That's our main concern is our hair. We gotta make sure our hair look good. So
That's right.
I
Well, I used
definitely,
to have that concern. I don't anymore.
yeah, I definitely would love to speak to Madam TJ.
You good? You good?
Walk.
You good? You only waited to the end. You all right?
We good?
Yes, sir.
Can
I
you
can
hear me?
still hear you. I can still hear you. All right. All right. I'm gonna let you.
Technical difficulties.
All good. I can still hear you. As long as we can hear you, we
Yes,
straight.
sir.
All right. So let me get you these last two questions. All right. The last two questions. Here we go. If I wasn't, or if you weren't a building maintenance student, what would you be?
Hmm. If I would have stayed in high school and went to college, I'd probably be an animator.
Hey. Okay. Okay. You can still definitely do that. And your last
Yeah,
question.
definitely.
All right. So listen closely. My name is Anaz X, and I am
An artist.
an artist. I like that. I like that. Oh man, I would say this has probably been one of my most enjoyable episodes of the STEM Files, just because I have so much of a personal relationship with you. I think that I know
Yes,
where
sir.
a lot of things come from, versus I think kind of maybe hosting someone I don't know and I learn about them. I learn about them more through the show, but kind of knowing a bit about your sojourn and everything and some of the things that you've done, combated and whatnot. It kind of means that much more to be able to get a more intimate understanding of why you chose certain things. So I guess as we close, bro, I would say let's turn the table a little bit. We do this sometimes where I allow you to be the interviewer for a bit. You ask me a question, any question you may have about the platform, myself, Tarika, what have you, and I will be the guest for a bit.
Yes,
You
sir.
can ask me a couple questions. Yeah, go ahead.
Um, as far as uh engineer and the field that you're in, uh, how can you use what you know to cater to our people
That's a
and
great
later in the
question.
future? Yes, sir.
So I want to start high level, right? So engineering, I like to explain it like this. So if a scientist is one who studies the natural laws to broaden our understanding, the engineer is one who takes that understanding to bring into existence that which
Mm.
is yet to exist. Now, what's in existence to inshallah be utilized for societal advancement in some way, shape, or form. So, high level, as an engineer, I do my best or should strive to take the problem solving and critical thinking skill sets to see an issue, see a need that is not just a need for me, but a need for my community, maybe my nation, the world, and fill it or solve it in a very sustainable way with lasting impact. Now, drilling down a little bit, working as a mechanical engineer with a background in material science, what I'm growing in is being able to see systems and things that are ineffective or not efficient or need to be changed and understand the root cause, and then while understanding the root cause be able to create maybe a new system to have it work better, or be able to oversee or manage projects to get them done on cost, right, on schedule, and working in the manner that they're supposed to work. So I think one of the biggest things, believe it or not, when it comes to me being the engineer and the capacity I've worked and have grown in, is team building, leadership, and seeing needs, seeing things that need to be done, building the proper team, and being able to solve that problem in real time.
Praise
I
to
hope that
Allah.
answers your question.
Yes, sir. So I know you have a son. Keep
Hmm.
forgetting that you're a father now, man. That's
Yeah,
crazy. But
I can if I wanted to.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. But as far as you having a son, where would you like? I remember you said that you were thinking about. I'm paraphrasing. You were speaking about um, having your son under your belt, showing him,
Hmm.
being hands on and showing him how to do things. Would you encourage your son to be an engineer, or would you allow him to explore other things?
This is a beautiful question. I love this question. So I want to take a step back. So yeah, if you didn't know, now you know the cat's out of the bag. So though I am the father of civilization, I am a new father. My son, Jasir Muhammad, was born on my wife and I's wedding anniversary, and um, it's definitely been a beautiful challenge and gift. You know, I talked to my wife about this. You know, you always anything of good in you, you want to see in your child, right, son or
Yes,
daughter.
sir.
And people ask, you want him to be an engineer? You want to be, yeah. Like, I want my son to be happy, but I want him to be productive.
Right.
So people ask, like, will you tell your son or make your son go to college? I said, no. But I said, my son has to have a plan. So the way I'd like to operate and grow is when he tells me he wants something, doesn't want someone wants to do something, he has to present me and my wife with his, okay, why? Tell me why. Articulate that to me, right? Because I'm not a proponent of putting money behind something or supporting you in something that you're not sold on yourself and can't articulate how you're
Hmm.
going to continue to be an asset to yourself, family, your community, and your nation. So I don't care if you become an engineer or not. It, if you wanted to go to the league, okay, cool. How will you use that platform to give back to your nation and advance us further than where we were? I'm of the mentality we're in a time now, the same way, let's say, basketball is positionless today. We almost live in like a positionless society where like you can do so much from so many different disciplines and backgrounds and professional realms. But what I'm concerned about is, are you productive? Are you excited and happy about what you do? Can you sustain yourself holistically and your family? And can it be applied to the advancement of the Black nation? If you can check those boxes, then I don't care if you're an engineer, a school teacher, a content creator, right? A um, you know, gamer or what have you. Is that utilized for the cause of freedom, justice, and equality? So that's
Mm.
kind of how I want to be found raising my son.
Speak to Allah, bro. That's beautiful. Um, I was trying to think of a third question to ask
Take
you.
your time, and if you don't
Uh,
have it, that's
uh,
cool. But this is a good
but just
question. Yes,
knowing
sir.
you, I really know like where your head is at already. I got one more question. How would you utilize uh what you know now to teach others as far as engineering, and how do you apply engineering to everyday life?
So I'm a because you asked two questions. I'm gonna do my best to answer both. The teachings or what Allah's blessed us with, I think I use that a lot on this platform. I use it a lot in math tutoring. So for any of my clients who may be listening, this is something to key in on. It frustrates me when our people and our babies aren't good at math because they are math. Everything around you is math, right? So, and I don't get mad at the person, but I'm mad at the reality. So I try to feel the need. So not only can I talk to you maybe about mathematicians who look like you now and past, but I can talk to you about how math is present in what you like to do, from maybe music to art to sports, content creation. All that requires mathematics, or the functional reality that builds everything we see, right?
Yes, sir.
And the second question was, I want to get it right. You said, how do I do
Apply
something as a
engineering to everyday life.
to everyday life? So again, engineering is the art, if you will, of problem solving and critical thinking. So I try to live my life methodically. It drives my wife insane sometimes. I'm an A, B, C, D, E, F, G guy. Like, if you ask me how was my vacation, I don't do stream of consciousness. I talk to you like, all right, so I arrived, and then I checked in, and then that's how I talk. But and I know this about myself, where I have to follow a strict, like, this happened and this happened, or stream of events, because I can clearly see what the next step is going to be and how I can be successful in any situation. I see some beautiful comments from Black Math Academy. He said that everyday life question is something I get often from children. He said force equals mass times acceleration. Power equals work divided by time. I like to use the power example a lot, and I'll just end with this. Power, how powerful something is. If you say, I'm powerful, okay, well, let's see, right? How much work do you get done, and over how long does it take you to get said work done? Well, if work is, give me a second, work is the force times distance, right? Work is force times distance. So the amount of force applied over a distance, and that's divided by time. And we know that distance over time is speed. So work equals force times speed. So if I'm pushing a box, this is physics 101 or high school physics. If I'm pushing a box, but it's going nowhere, did I do any work? This is for my physicists or my students in physics class right now. If I push a box and it doesn't go anywhere, did I do any work? I'm gonna let that marinate for a minute. All right, might need to brush up on my physics. So the answer is no, I did not. If I push that box and it goes somewhere, I've done work now. So relate that to life. We talk about the grind and I'm working while people sleeping. Well, what is your goal in life? Have you gotten closer to said goal? If you haven't, and you've taken all day to do nothing, you ain't put in no work. You just wasted a lot of time. So
Right.
that's a prime example of how engineering can be utilized in everyday life, because everything's a system. And when you understand the source code, if you understand how things work, now you're endowed with the power that is how to make your life better. I've got to the point in life where I realize a lot of where I am or where I'm not is not solely, but it's largely depending on the choices I've made and not made. So the law of cause and effect is always in full effect. So I hope I answered your question, bro.
Yes, sir. You answered that beautifully. And like you said, I love when I ask you a question, you break it down A, B, and C. Like
Right,
you get to the root, you define what the word means first, and then
right.
further explain. But you answered my question beautifully. Thank you, brother.
You're welcome, bro. And thank you. Like, I felt like this part was the best part. Praise be to Allah. So, man, family, time has been well spent. Again, this is the STEM Files, the voice of STEM talent and Black culture, and we do our best to bring you the best and brightest in science, technology, engineering, mathematics. I want to thank you, bro, for coming on and gracing us with your presence. I tell people all the time, once a STEM Files guest, always a STEM Files guest. This is your platform. As you matriculate in your trade and you want to come back on and talk about who you are now versus who you were today, please come back
Yes,
on.
sir.
If you have people in mind you'd like to come on the platform and share with us about their journey, please direct them to our Instagram, have them DM us. And that goes for all of those who are watching, listening as well. You know, this platform is only as good as who we have on and the stories that are told. If you're learning something, gaining something, if you feel that you're empowered to do something, whether it's in STEM or not, we've done our job.
Yes, sir.
Right? So with that, family, is there anything you'd like to leave? Any final nugget you want to leave the audience with, bro?
Again, let me reiterate, you know, college is not for you. You know, for the classroom environment, you know, look into going to the trade. As of right now, there's a lot of apprenticeship programs that's been going around. And I feel everybody should take the opportunity to take advantage of these apprenticeships, these free programs. You know, you're learning something very useful that you can fall under, that you can have on your belt for about anything. So take advantage of those. Find what you're good at doing and stick to it and continue to build on it to be better. And that's it. I appreciate you, Brother Tyreek, for having me on your program. I would love to come back and when split flies start to become better, I would like to break down the art of closing. Not even just the closing, the science of closing too, and you know, more on that, touch more on that.
Yes,
because
sir.
I look at science as literally everything.
It is.
Science is
And that's in
literally
our
everything.
lessons too. Yes, sir.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
Oh man. So family, again, this has been a beautiful build. Another installment of Cracking Open, as we used to say, the STEM files. I'm your co-host, your great engineer, typically joined by Tariq Cardiac, with our beautiful bro, Anaz X. Until next time, every Thursday,
Sure.
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We do this for y'all. And may Allah to bless us all. Peace.
Believe in these false prophets, I say I bet he lying. No football, New York City Giants. Girl dad, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. When we teaching our babies, we teach them heavy science. Heavy science. Heavy science. When we teaching our women, we teach them heavy science. Heavy science. Heavy science. When we teach men, we teach them heavy